We have improved our alerts. That's one thing that we've done. So you can't say that it hasn't been a productive day thus far because is today Monday? Today's Monday. Monday. And what a Monday it is. It is for you. Is it Tuesday where you're at? Tuesday, isn't it? Over there. Tuesday. You know? Like I'm making fun of not British time. Where you living there, son? Okay, maybe this is a weird line of questioning. Central European. Okay. I now understand. Brussels. Brussels. And you're paying attention to me in all the way in Brussels. This whole time. You've been watching me from Brussels. That's fucked. That's fucked and weird. That's fucked and weird. Alright, let's play some 9Kings. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's just fucked and weird, you know, is my main point. I'm gonna go new run. Okay, guys, so last night, the revolution started on television. So I started watching the revolution. I started watching the LA situation, and on my other monitor, I like zoned out while watching the revolution occur. And I like zoned out while playing as King of Nature, and I beat King 9 and King 9-1 and King 9-2 without even noticing that I did it. I had a crazy evening. Not to mention, I also biked a 300 in like 34 minutes, which is insane. We're just, all we do is win over here. I don't know what y'all are doing where you are, but over here, we're winning. Now, King 9-3 difficulty, gotta tell you, it's fucking hard. Okay? It's fucking hard, alright? But we're gonna, okay, this is a bad roll. So here's the deal. If you roll King of Spells, you lose automatically no matter what happens. So, like, if this is our initial setup, some version of this every single time, we will lose to King of Spells. Maybe not the first year we encounter King of Spells, but definitely the second time we encounter the King of Spells. But we have to have like a lot going for us by the time we reach that point, or it's just never gonna happen for us. So, I mean, we're talking about a difficulty the likes of which you can't even fathom. I mean, we're talking about you die on day 2 difficulty, kind of, which might even happen here if our archers don't hurry it the fuck up. Looking mighty bad, actually, for us. Also, the fights now last for an eternity. They last for fucking ever. Also, in case you missed what happened moments ago, if you resub now on the screen, there's a new notification. There's a new alert that comes up for you. It's an old lady smoking weed. Moo, you know, Moo hates it when we're in here because Moo wants to go outside and have fun and play. Like Moo just walked over when I said go outside and have fun and play. Moo loves to go outside and have fun and play. And whenever we're in the office, Moo is like, wait a minute, this is not fun. And I don't know how to tell her, like, yeah, Moo, life's like that, you know? Okay, Feast is pretty good. Let's just play into Feast. Okay, so, I mean, having elves with 121 HP is pretty nice. Now, we should lose here. There should be absolutely no way we win here. King of Spells comes out swinging with 18 units on year 4. And they're all very strong units. It's, like, extremely hard to counter. So, this is what I mean by if you roll King of Spells, you just lose, guaranteed, no matter what you roll. So they're going in our base now, I'm afraid. Somehow we are alive. We have died. We're losing our edge. Okay. Offering is a big card. I am the first person to admit this. The problem is we really didn't want to do that much. Very much. Let's steel coat here. Matter of fact, I'll even overinvest here. And let's just get a ton of these guys out here. 45 of them. Surely this wins us year 5 and 6, but maybe not 7. So we're going to need to see some significant improvements in the next little while. Having this frontmost unit is kind of important, like these soldiers that just kind of run out here and just distract them so that the elves can, like, shoot them bunches. It's pretty essential. We could even buff this up a little bit, I think. Give me the blacksmith. I mean, I guess it's fine. If we roll overworked, it's, like, very good. What is the blessing? HP. So you got to do this. Even if we just, like, get rid of it next, is probably wise. I will say also the game is a lot more stable than it was last time we played. We might play a lower difficulty run just to see how much more stable it is. We are currently winning against the King of Spells, and it doesn't look like it's going to be close. That's going to make a big difference toward our future. Okay, I would love to see offering here. No offering. We go wizard, and we're going to overhaul something. Probably. How is everybody else? We're, okay, we're looking like we're kind of in trouble here. This seems kind of bad. A year 7 loss and a year 4 loss sure doesn't sound promising. I mean, the good news is you get, like, a ton of procreates, but, like, man, it feels bad to lose there. Okay. Wow. Give me the forest. Okay, we want to roll red. We cannot roll red. All right, this is the worst run of all time. So we're going to go forest here. We're going to overhaul this. Then let's do that. I think that pretty much secures us a win here. On this day, I mean. Not in general. No win in general. Sorry. a crazy time here in the United States of America. Oh my god, we lost here. Holy shit. Okay, well, that's that. Yeah, the stuff happening in LA is crazy. It's funny because like when you watch the live streams, you're like, okay, this is a bad roll. When you watch the live streams, you're like, there's not that many people out there. It looks to be like 700, 800 people in total, probably, protesting, and they're sending in like 2,000 troops. You're like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. And then they sent in another 700 Marines like just minutes ago. What the fuck? For this piddly group of people who destroyed, like, I don't know, like a car? Oh no, they destroyed a car. Get them! Give me that. Do it.
Hello,
hey!
Hope all is doing well. Heart hands emoji.
Well, thank you, Neon Pixie. You're the first person to use the new alert. How cool. Yeah, all is well though. We're good. I'm keeping it together. Hope all is well where you are as well. Okay, so we lost on year 4 again. As I said, it do be that way. Give me that. Okay, this is a great roll. That we can let go of. This we can let go of, which lets us put it here. We can even okay. Let's do this. Let's throw down another one and overhaul it. Yeah. There you go. All right. Pretty big year 4 turn. Could it make a difference? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to need this clone, I think. Let's go ahead and do this. I mean, it's not going to help us much. We might even lose here, actually. Yeah, we lose here. Crazy. Gizmo's trying to say something in the background, but I don't speak dog. That's damn true. They saw someone with a katana? Yeah. What the fuck? What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I said.
Somebody had a katana and was like walking down our street?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But they had a whole get up on, too.
A get up? What do you mean a get up? A whole get up?
It's exactly what you imagine.
They were dressed as a ninja and they were walking down our street?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily,
or
no.
There was an outfit. I don't know what.
Was it a weeb or was it like a right-wing militia death squad kind of vibe?
Well,
maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I think it was just
a weeb. Okay. An otaku. Okay. A man of culture, yeah. Someone who studied the blade. That's strange.
You don't want to fuck with that guy.
Yeah, that guy studies the blade, man.
The blade while you were out pooping.
While you were out pooping. That'll do it. Okay, so we need to roll a cemetery here. It is the only way. But it is also distinctly possible we just die. Yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, LA is crazy. I've just been focused on minding my own P's and Q's, telling the truth. I've been over here just writing. I've just been trying to write and reading. Read a book, wrote a little bit of book. Probably should write a little bit more maybe today. There's the cemetery. Oh, it's so huge. Give me the King of Progress. The King of Progress is an easy W for us. We throw a cemetery there. Now, the cemetery, in and of itself, could very well carry us all the way there. Especially if we ever get a second one. A second one would be insane. Okay, we are probably gonna win this one. This one here, I think. Probably gonna win. It's a good combo. The never dying boars, because they have a ton of health because of the forest tile, but then when they do die, they get replaced with little imps. How is Laura? Laura? How is Laura?
Laura's pretty good. I mean,
As good as one can be on the eve of
hoping,
the end of the world or whatever.
well, yeah, hoping everybody in LA is
Y-
doing good.
Yeah, I imagine no one in LA is currently watching the stream. I'm sure they have much better shit to do today.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are.
You think so?
Yeah, probably.
Anybody from LA in chat today? I doubt it.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, just kind of, I have the live stream in a tab, just kind of.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, just,
Keeping an eye on it.
yeah.
Tense.
Tense situation.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's I feel weird streaming. Like I was saying this like on Discord right before I went
What
live.
are you gonna do?
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
thing.
Like
What are you
if I were to stop working like every single time that Donald Trump does anything, then I like will never ever work again. So I suppose I'm just gonna keep working. Just work through it. Or whatever. I know that everything crazy is going on outside right now, but whatever. Gotta make a living. I don't know. Okay, we cloned the cemetery and we yeah, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing anyone can do. He sent in the fucking military. Like, what are you gonna do? Me? Little old me? I am literally just a goofy goober. I'm just Bendel. I just feel like there are people far more qualified than my gay ass working on this situation right now. Now, what I can do is take an imp, I suppose. Why is the world ending? It's not ending. The world isn't ending. The world very well may never end, in our experience. But basically, ICE started. So Los Angeles is what is known as a sanctuary city. So like, if immigration policy shit starts like popping off in government, the Los Angeles like police force and like they can't help out. They can't do anything to assist in the deportation of people. It's an immigration safeguard city where like immigration, if they go there to do immigration related stuff, they're completely on their own. However, there is some quote-unquote confusion, although I don't know if it's all that confusing. There's some confusion because it appeared that when ICE, the immigration services, moved in to begin deporting people in Los Angeles, um, resources and protection were given to them, and now that people are trying to protest their actions, they are being met with pushback from the LAPD. And then in the midst of this, okay, in the midst of all this, Donald Trump makes the worst possible decision, which is to send in the fucking National Guard. But the thing is, sending in the National Guard is something that like does happen in these like emergency situations. But the deal that I'm understanding is that he bypassed the state's ability to be commander-in-chief of their own National Guard, and he personally activated the National Guard on a federal level against the local government, with orders opposed to the local government. Therefore, they are there as a federal body to fight people in a sanctuary city. So this is like completely fucked up, not only the chain of command, but also like how what escalation can occur within like a riot or I don't know, situations like this, like and then to just top it all off, he also activated 700 Marines and are sending Marines in. Now, I watched yesterday as all this went down. The thing is, like, a protest is like just a kind of a protest. Like it's you have a right to do it. You can do it if you'd like. And this is not me saying no, don't go protest. Protesting obviously is a very important and vital thing. But in our country, protesting is one of those things that's like allowed, protected, gets a little out of hand, but ultimately doesn't lead to anything other than just people getting like hurt, as we've seen over and over and over and over again. And like sometimes, yeah, you have to hit the streets and be like, hey, stop doing the thing that you're doing. But like someone like Donald Trump doesn't give a shit. He's just going to let him be mad. So everybody knows this, is my point. Everybody knows that's what's going on. So the reason that people are like, this is a momentous kind of eve of revolution feeling, is because like the people gathering there know that they are potentially going to be deported to some kind of camp overseas. That the country has utterly let them down. Friends and family are gone. They're going to be separated from their families. And obviously they know standing out there with a flag and being like, don't do this to me, isn't actually going to change anything or have any impact. Because the president is like more than happy to be like, yeah, we send you to, you know, Guantanamo Bay or whatever. El Salvador, you know? So so it's a group of people who know that they have no hope, that have protested time and time again on multiple issues and have never ever gotten any of the results that they deserved or desired. Facing down against the military that's been activated on the federal level by the fascist president. So it's a big fascist like show of strength going on in LA to a vulnerable class of people that could very well at any moment get fed up with this shit, and it could turn extremely violent. And if it were to turn violent, it would not only be violence, but it would mean something. Like, our lives would change if it got violent in LA today. Our lives would change. So, anyway, in 9Kings here, I'm the king of Green Knight of nature. And I'm fighting against the king of nature. Oh my god, everywhere I look, I see revolution. I see rebellion. Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, like, on one hand, you know, I'm tired of it too. Of the whole, like, Donald Trump bad. Like, everybody knows. And it's just like, well, yeah. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bro is crazy with it. He's got some wild fucking ideas. But activating the military against the population on a federal level is extremely terrifying. Very, very scary. And the people are not happy about it. And it's also LA, a place I've spent a lot of time. And, like, LA is two things. It's diverse and it's crazy. And those two things have nothing to do with one another. It is both crazy and independently also a very diverse place. Yeah, LA can't catch a break. That's damn true. Wasn't it just on fire? And now it's on fire. Hey, Moo, can you chill out, please? Okay, we got the boars going. Oh, I should have wild carded the boars. LA's still a vibe though. I don't like LA personally. It's too damn loud and I'm too damn old. Also, people are not particularly nice in LA, I feel like. Or the people that I feel like I've interacted with, but I have opinions on this, but that doesn't matter either way. It has nothing to do with their viability as, like, a body of people that should not be attacked by the military. Hey, Moo, I understand that it's a desperate day for everyone, Moo, but you don't have to cry about it right now, sweetie. It's okay. Moo's just concerned. That's true. Moo is a cutie. That's true.
Hush, baby. Hush.
She is cute. She does suck, but she is cute.
No. What's wrong?
Okay, we're very worried about the King of Spells here. Hush Puppy?
Seriously.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Moo, please, please, silence. Please, silence. My love, please sit on the couch, my dog. Moo, get on the chair. When will the 10th king come? I wish. I don't think there's even 9 now. Are there 9 right now? I thought there were 7. Stone, blood, spells, nature, greed, progress, and nothing. 7.
These kingdoms used to live in harmony, but then
The Fire Nation arrived, yeah. What did you like about LA? What did I like about LA? What did I like about LA? I think that LA is a very maximal place in the sense that, like, LA is, it is, other than, like, New York City, but New York City is, like, a little bit too big, I feel like, for this to really come across. But LA not quite that way. LA is like the city. You know what I mean? Whenever anybody's like, I'm gonna go to the city, LA is like the city. Other than like New York. But the thing is, New York, there's like 5 or 6 the cities in New York. But there is like, I don't know, 1 or to the cities in Los Angeles. There are neighborhoods, but the neighborhoods feel like neighborhoods. They don't feel like cities, independent, where they do in New York. So like LA is very maximal in the sense that it's like if you're going to LA, it's the city where you go. And there's the beach. It's the beach. Like there are many beaches, but this one's the beach. And you know, downtown, if you're walking around downtown, well, there's the movie theater. There are many movie theaters, but this one's the movie theater. You know what I mean? And people are like that too, where there's a lot of people, but this one's the guy. You know what I mean? And it feels like everyone's like that. And it's weird. It's weird. It's not something I feel like I could ever get used to. Then again, like I lived in Dallas, so I lived in the city. But like whenever I go to LA, it's like it's so that place. It's so that the city, man. And I feel like while I have lived in a city, in general, I have a thing for the country. I feel a lot more comfortable and safe and whatever in the country. I always will. Offering? Oh, damn! I wish I could buy the scapegoats. That would be crazy. Although it probably wouldn't even be good for this run in particular. Anyway, I don't know. You know, I don't live in Denver, right? Denver's a little bit too close to the city for me to live in it. I'm just you know, country girls, whatever, blah blah blah.
Sorry?
Country girls make do.
Yeah.
The country doesn't have a lot of the same problems as the city. I know that that's like a meme. People have said that a billion times, but it is true that the country just simply doesn't have the same problems. If it weren't for the damn television or the internet, I wouldn't even know that something was fucking going on in LA unless I read the damn newspaper. I don't know. Out of sight, out of mind is my point. But like, obviously, I know both Laura and I know a lot of people in LA. And so whenever anything is going on in LA, like the fires or like whatever else, we're always like, dude, oh no. It is that damn phone. It is the damn phone is, yeah. But anyway, no. So every time something goes on in LA, we're like, oh fuck. Same in New York though. But I will say, like, we don't know anybody who's working like finance or whatever. It's just entertainment industry people, you know? And you never want somebody you know to get hurt. Even if you don't know them that well. So, I don't know. Hey, what up, Marlo? How you doing? We're good. We're we're talking about LA right now. Shit's popping off, huh? Have I heard of the game Life Eater? Nar. Will it eat my life? Are you going to make a review of this game? Probably not. This is my review of the game. Just playing the shit. No, I don't know. Probably not. I don't make an awful lot of videos anymore. Although I probably should. I guess it's because, like, truth be told, the reason I don't make an awful lot of videos anymore is because I wanted to focus on writing this year and getting the book done. And the book's almost done, which is great. But once that's done, I can start taking other things a little bit more seriously. There are a few opportunities in life. Remember this. There are a few opportunities in life where you get to put everything aside and focus on the one thing you really want to do. Very few times in life. When you see an opportunity like that, you should take it. You will not regret it. So, the last, I don't know, 6 months-ish, I have been very focused on writing. Basically, as soon as the album was done, I was like, okay, now it's time to take the book extremely seriously. And because of that, yeah, I didn't make an awful lot of videos, and I haven't done an awful lot. I mean, I've done some streaming, but I'm just very focused on that right now. And I want to be done so bad. The thing is, it's crazy. You want to be done with something so bad, and you're not procrastinating because literally 2 days ago I wrote 1,600 words. It's more like you only get pieces. You know what I mean? You can't just sit down and blow through it and be like, okay, it's done. You need those pieces. I'd burn out. Well, let me tell you. Something about making YouTube videos, making music, writing a book, doing streaming so that I can take care of my life and my 2 dogs and my wife and my house and all this other shit. Yeah, I mean it's you could burn out from that. Sure. Not the good things, obviously, not the dogs. You don't burn out from the dogs. You crash out from the dogs if they're being assholes, but in general, you're fine. You're happy that they're there. You know, they're cute. You love them. You know, obviously, Laura and I are great and very happy, but, and the house is good, and everything's good. But when it comes to, gee, gotta make that YouTube video and write that book, and I gotta stream it this time, and I gotta do this Discord interview here in a day, and, you know, I gotta ship all these books out, and I gotta do all this stuff for my music label that wants me to do stuff or whatever. And I probably should pay attention to what's going on in the world, and I should probably, you know, stay literate, continue reading in the midst of this. So I need a time every now and then. And it would also be kind of cool if very occasionally I got some time to just enjoy myself. And so you try to budget that in, but you really don't have a lot of room because the entire time you're having fun, or quote unquote having fun, you can't have fun because in the back of your mind you're thinking, oh my god, I'm not working right now. No matter how much work you've done, and no matter how much work you've done, you still at the end of the month feel like you have nothing, like you've barely even tried. So yeah, burnout is a good word, I feel like. I don't know how I don't. Or, you know what? Maybe I have, and I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's hard to say. But, I will say, this book is taking me way longer than my last couple. And the stuff that I'm getting, while I do believe that it is better, it's just, it's just exhausting. What keeps you going? Probably 3 things. the love of my wife, my sweet, sweet puppies, and not to say the love of the game, maybe a little bit the love of the game. It's not that really. It's there we go. We got everybody. The whole team's here. Go defender. We have to just keep throwing it into the pigs for a while. But anyway, the love of the game. What I mean to say is like I feel like if I don't regularly write, I kind of start to go nuts. But like it's not to say that I internalize a lot. I externalize way more than I internalize. I talk a lot. You know what I mean? In my life. So to write is weird because like if I want to say something, usually I'll just say it. So I don't know. That part's weird. But occasionally I do feel like I have this like grand sentiment that I really want to share, and I want to figure out how to do it. And that is writing to me, usually. Even if I don't literally know what that grand sentiment is. But with like Fluids, like the first book, I was so certain about it, I guess. Like when I think back on it, I was like, yeah, this and this and this and this and this. And there was very rarely a moment where I said like, oh, I don't think I can do that. Or I don't think I should do that. I think that's bad. I kind of just was like yes-anding myself through the book. And I finished it in like 6 days. My first draft was in like 6 days. Girl Flash was a bit longer. I probably worked on that one for like 3 or 4 months. Solid. I do this thing where I write in bursts. I actually feel like I'll write like 3,000 or 4,000 words in a sitting. Sometimes more than that. Do I feel manic? No. I've been asked that a lot in my life. Which is weird because, like, I don't think I'm particularly manic ever. Well, because in my mind, mania is, like, often unfounded. You know what I mean? Like, I think about, like, someone who's, like, on coke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of when I think of mania. Sitting down and just, like, voicing your thoughts on a document, you know, it doesn't feel particularly like mania. If anything, it feels, like, misunderstood. It feels like you write when, like, a lot of times when you feel like you can't externalize a thought. For me, so like with Fluids, I was trying to externalize this like much bigger thought. And it was just an experiment in doing that, and that was fun. You know what I mean? And I didn't have anything better to do. You know, it was COVID. But then Girl Flash took a lot longer because, like, I was traveling and working and life was kind of more or less getting back to normal. And so there was just, like, a lot going on, and I had to budget my time to ensure that I got the book finished. And now, like, everything is, like, way harder. And I have this, like, crazy standard. It doesn't feel like it's quite as like experimentally fun anymore. Like when you're kind of just play feels very fun when it comes to creative stuff, but when you think about it as like work, when you imagine it as work, it's a little bit more difficult to like get anything solid. You end up second guessing a lot of the words that you're writing, and like when you're second guessing everything, like your inner critic is like going crazy. You like can't focus. You're great at expressing yourself. Thanks. I try. Um, I feel like my entire life has been centered around trying to figure out how to express myself. So if I'm competent at it, then oh, thank goodness. I got somewhere. Anyways. So what are we going to do about the rats? I've been kind of auto-playing this game just mentally. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll throw you down. You'll last like a turn. We'll overhaul you. That could be big. That could be very big. It's year 12. We have a new decree coming soon. Could potentially double the HP of boars, and then we might have a shot at the crown. We might have a shot at the crown, baby. Anyway. Yeah, but doing all the stuff when you're younger, I'll say this, when you're like I started my YouTube channel when I was like 19 probably. Now I am 32. So it's been, 13 years since I started my YouTube channel. 13 years. 13 years ago, I was like, I'm going to make a video every day. I was like, I'm going to, I got all these ideas. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And then eventually it was like, I'm going to make a whole film production and like all this other stuff. And as you get older, you're like, oh my God, do I have to do this? And do I have to do this? Like, it's not to say that you no longer feel like inspired. It's just like inspiration changes. You know what I mean? It's very weird as you get older, like people asking you to continue doing your like old bits. Because you're like, you're trying to like grow and evolve, and it feels like they always want you to just be the one way. It's very strange. So I think that is also another aspect of things that's like kind of difficult to get over, to get back to making great stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? Is this new Balatro Survivor? It kind of more, a little bit. Kind of. It's roguelike.
Balatro Survivor is a good way to...
Balatro Survivor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Balatro Survivor is pretty good. The other weird thing about doing the same thing over and over again is you start to look more and more pathetic the more you do that. It's more like Balloon Survivor. That's damn true. That's damn true. But anyway, like whenever people like they do when they're older and they do what they did when they were like a kid, it looks way more like pathetic and weird. Do you know what I mean? I know about balloons. I've played hella balloons. Balloons tower defense, baby. Monkey mode? What are we gonna do? There's too many damn balloons. Come on. Anyway. I was talking to Moon. Oh. Okay, not me. I was about to say, in my house, I know about balloons. I've been ballooning since I was fucking born. That sounds weird. That does sound like super weird. I've been ballooning? What does that mean? May talking back and forth with Remington when 60? Yeah. That's what I mean. You know? Imagine you're like, let's pretend you're like 20 years old, all right? You're 20 years old and you come up with like this stupid idea for like a puppet. Okay? Then, like, cut to 75 years later, and that puppet is with you on your fucking deathbed. Oh. I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, oh god. I'm gonna be on my deathbed and FaceTime you for one final evil Austin Powers bit. Yes. I got you. Call me up. Evil Austin Powers be like, I hate pussy. No, baby. No. Oh god. Anyway, it is what it is. This run is shit. This run is bad. This game is interesting because, like, I feel like I've reached this, I'm gonna call it like a emotional zenith. Die with 0 teeth and a smile on my face. No, that's what we're talking about. No, I feel like this game is we've reached the zenith point where I don't have to focus on it anymore. I can just talk. So now I'm just talking. What you want to talk about? You know what I mean? Let's take a look and see if anything's changed. No? No. No news. Okay. The thing is, if you get feast like a bunch of times, you really blow the fuck up. My throat. Have I topped out the difficulty setting? I have not yet. This is King 9-3 difficulty. Yesterday I beat King 9, then I beat King 9-2, and then I beat King 9-3. Or no, I haven't beat King 9-3. This is King 9-3 now. We don't know how high it go. I feel like at some point it just becomes absolutely impossible to beat. But right now, still feels kind of possible. Still feels kind of possible. I can do it. King 9-3 is my favorite beatdown band from Detroit. Yeah. King 9-3, dude. They were on tour with 3-6 Mafia, right? Nah. Turned into a cartoon character? I could do it. Yeah, you know what I mean? They don't give me enough voice acting roles. That's the big problem. No, I could do it. I could do voices. Maybe. This has got to be like one of the most embarrassing bits of all time. Livestream Fails is gonna love this. Oh, and I died even. I took a damage as well. I can't believe I took a damage. Whatever. We need a Mayleets cartoon. We need a Fluids movie. When is somebody gonna crowdfund a Fluids movie? Honestly, I don't even want my cut. I just want to go see it. That'd be crazy, man. They get like Hunter Schafer or something. Who will voice Moo and Gizmo? Boo and Gizmo. Me, probably. Let's be real. We are going to die. We're gonna lose to the King of Stone. It's all fucking over again. Boo and Gizmo, you know? Laura and I used to do this bit where we were like, nobody cares about Boo or Gizmo. Because Gizmo would like look at us and be sad. And be like, why can't Gizmo have a steak? Or whatever food we were eating. So we were like, why doesn't anybody care about poor Gizmo? Poor Gizmo. Gizmo is like, he's such a legend in these streets, man. Give me the King of Blood, please. Nobody cares about poor Gizmo. I liked the Fluids adaptation, but I found it kind of weird that they turned the second half into an Airbud rip-off. You know, honestly, that'd be fine. If they want to change the ending and make it less insane, that's fine. I honestly don't mind. I have to do this talk on the 15th. I don't know what day it is, but it's coming up. I got to do this talk. There's this big like extreme horror Discord book club thing. And they've invited me to speak about the book. And I gotta do it. I have like no idea what to say about Fluids anymore. Other than like, oh man, I probably wouldn't do that now. We took damage on year 1. That's gotta be like one of the worst things that's ever occurred. Let's get some poison on you, son. Anyway, I always feel like I get asked the same questions. I feel like this is true of everybody. Like, state of meta, isn't it? That's true. That's damn true. I always get the same questions on Fluids, though. People are always like, is it based on something that actually happened in your life? And I'm like, no. No. Kind of, but no. Because if that were true, many people would be dead. And also, many people would be in jail. So, you know, no. But it's called fiction. I don't know. It's fiction. But I did know people like the people in the book, I guess. But also, we're talking about like people I knew like 5 years ago. Like, it's been a while, you know? Like, and it I don't even know if it was 5 years ago, to tell you the truth. It might have even been longer than that. Probably was. Probably was like, when did Fluids come out?
2021?
2021? 2022?
I want to say 22, perhaps.
Okay.
That might... Yeah, I think so.
Happy Pride. Thanks. You ate shit?
Yeah.
What do you mean you ate shit?
I mean, not literally.
What kind of shit?
I fell.
Dog shit?
I fell. Okay,
You fell down?
jeez, yeah, I
Did
fell
you
down.
did you get hurt? Are you okay?
I am okay. I almost busted my face on
Don't-
the. I was playing with Moo and I had the flip flops on, and I slipped in the mud
Oh my god.
right next to.
She fall and she couldn't get up.
I got up.
Okay.
Right next to the busted out window
Yeah.
from like next to the tree,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I'm toast. I was on my way down.
I'm
I was
toast.
Like, I'm toast. I thought I was gonna conk my face on the.
It's
on
so
the
fucking
busted out,
over.
The busted out window frame,
Oh.
but I didn't. But I did. I think I fell on one of those little tiny pieces of glass.
Oh no, did you stab yourself?
My leg just was bleeding a little bit.
Your leg was bleeding?
A little bit.
Oh my god, Laura.
We play hard.
Yeah, I guess so.
We play hard.
Ow. That sucks. May lives past year 8 challenge, by the way. Well,
Is this the run? Is this gonna be the one?
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think nope.
Oh,
It won't.
You died,
It-
I see.
It won't be the run. Actually, hold on. So, we want to roll the King of Progress and the King of Nothing and the King of Blood. And if it's not those, then we can't win. Okay. Two out of 3 ain't bad, but we do need all 3.
Don't you want to go up against the mirror match so you can get?
You get the
progress?
mirror match no matter what.
Huh?
You always get the mirror match no matter what.
Uh,
Okay, that's not it. Stone kills us. Greed kills us. Greed actually hard counters us. And spells is like unbelievably strong. Okay, there we go. We got it. Okay. Now, starting with these elves is kind of busted, but that's okay. Maybe we'll be okay. I could become a farmer Andrew. Maybe. Who's our opposition? I don't remember anymore. We're gonna win this, surely. Farm Drew? Andrew Kaufman? This is the run? God. I hope so. Cemetery would go crazy here. Overworked would also go crazy for our policy slot. We might die. I think it's very likely that we're going to lose a life here. Not certain, not a certainty, but a likelihood for sure. Oh, we win these. Oh my god. All right. Now we need to see a cemetery. These are not a cemetery. I will take a demon runes. Oh man. Okay, feast is good. Feast is good. It's not really the best case scenario for us right now, but it'll do. You really have to roll like perfect. Probably need to level up our elves too. You're craving garlic bread? Oh my. Hello.
do you want like a pub burger for dinner?
Yeah? Why?
Thinking about ordering one.
Yeah, let's get a pub burger. Burger. Burger.
Eat it on the stream.
Can eat it.
It's just it's a nice day out.
Pub burger. Burger.
Pub burger.
Burger.
Pepper bag.
Pipple big lalom. Anybody ever try to say purple burglar alarm as a Scottish person? Pipple big lalom. You can't do it. It can't be done. Pipple big lalom. I kind of have it down though. Do I not? I'm pretty good with the pipple big lalom. Purple burglar alarm Scottish? Okay. Purple big alarm. How much HP? 87. You can keep your money. Let me kill you, baby. I'm gonna kill ya! Do we like this bit? Fat bastard, but he wants to kill Mini-Me and not eat Mini-Me. Serial killer fat bastard. I'm gonna eat ya! You know what I mean? But instead it's, I'm gonna kill ya! You know?
Murderer, fat bastard.
Regular murderer fat bastard.
Yeah.
Yes. Pipple big lalam.
What are you doing
In me swamp? What are you doing in me purple big lalam?
Set off me purple bag.
You set off me purple big lalam. We watched the Banshees of Inisherin the other day. Holy cinema. Anybody got an opinion on this one? Did anybody see this film? Jeffrey Dahmer be like, get in my barrel! You know? No? Okay. Well. Someone thought it was funny. Right? I mean, someone said it. Anyway. We've been saying funny things for the last little while. Murder is less problematic than cannibalism. I don't know. Is that true? I mean, I guess it depends on who you kill. Well, like, so you know, Luigi, the guy who killed the CEO. Like, do you think people would still love and support him as much as they currently do if he had eaten a part of the CEO?
What are you talking about? What are you saying? Are you talking about if Luigi was a cannibal?
I was waiting for somebody to be like, "What do you mean?"
What are you saying?
I said,
Luigi would have eaten the killer.
would people still love and support him if he had eaten a part of the CEO?
I think his support would go down.
His support would go down.
I don't think if he literally ate the rich, that people would get behind that.
Pulp chippies.
I feel like people find
What I want? Pulp chippies. Regular bun, please, sire. What? What is on this burger? Why am I doing this to myself? Hold on, one moment, my friends. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Babe, your kingdom perished.
I know. Old.
Babe, are you okay? You haven't even touched year 10.
Old. Would you kill baby Hitler? Bold. Would you eat baby Hitler? Anyway. Fuck you. No good vibes salsa? Why would I not want good vibes salsa, bro? Of course I want good vibes salsa.
That's vibes.
I want salsa with the good
Good
vibes.
vibes salsa.
Here she come with the good vibes. Anyway. Deny, defend, depose, devour. Would I yeet baby Hitler? I would actually, I feel like I would probably let baby Hitler like live out a childhood. Because a child is still a child. But what I would say is probably I would wait around quite a while. And the first sight of Hitler being a dick to someone, I would kill Hitler. So like, you know, he's like going through his life, right? He's like 7 years old. He's fine. You know what I mean? 10. He's okay. You know, still kind of a baby. 13. Starting to push it. Kind of, but you know what? We let him live. 18 years old. Scope comes out. All right. Now we're good. Now we watch. 19 years old, he like, you know, after the school dance or whatever. Well, not 19. 18, I guess. After prom, you know, he fucking grabs his date's arm in a weird way that makes everybody uncomfortable. BAM! Like, he's done. And that's all it takes. But that's my sort of ethical brain talking. What a stupid job I have. What a stupid thing I do. Anyway. I just think that we should be talking more about like a more stringent like ethical boundary with the whole killing baby Hitler thing. I think too many people are like, would you kill him if he was a little baby? It's like, well, he didn't fucking do anything wrong when he was a baby. Like, why are we killing him when he's a fucking child? Kill him when he's an adult. Over something petty. Like, over something fucking stupid. And then it's fine. Then it's all good. But also, are we also killing Mussolini or not? Because, like, you know, there were multiple people involved in this whole fucking ordeal, right? Are we killing Heinrich Himmler as well? We probably should, right? So what? Do you want me to go from house to house, door to door, killing everyone's children? Buddy, it's just... let me...
Your bit has gone off the rails.
My bit has not gone off the rails. What do you mean? My bit's good. I'm saying it's a malformed question because, like, there's a lot of people that we got to go back in time and kill when they're little babies. Can't just be the one guy. He's the worst guy, though. Well, and also, don't you agree that if he hadn't done it, then somebody else might have?
No.
No, you don't think so? You think he was uniquely evil?
Yeah. What? Yes.
Heinrich Himmler was a fucking evil bastard, no?
Yes, true. He was also uniquely evil.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying humans are capable of doing that evil shit. And
Your bit has gone off.
who knows what kind of evil shit could have... I'm saying if you give me time travel and you put a gun in my hand and you say, go kill baby Hitler, my immediate questions are going to be like, shouldn't we kill other people too? How many babies should I kill? You know what I mean? How, who can I travel around the world taking out or people's children? Or is it just the one kid? Like, in for a penny, in for a pound, you know? What? There's a lot of evil people, is what I'm saying.
True.
So, you know, if you're going to make me the vigilante, and you're going to be like, here's a gun, become the vigilante of time, I'm not doing it once.
Your burger is ordered, by the way.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's incredible news. Jesus Christ. Time travel infanticide? You can feel Laura's disapproval? She stands by me no matter what. It was in our vows.
I stand by her no matter what.
It was in our vows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to probably go ahead and write that into the vows and be like, no matter what I say, you have to stand by me and say that I'm right. It's just part of marriage. Or whatever. What's going on? How do I put this? Isn't there some hack sci-fi story where killing baby Hitler only gave rise to worse Hitler? Here's the thing. Time travel isn't real. It's not real. It's a hypothetical. And a stupid hypothetical at that. You're asking me, I mean, like, not to say that everything that happens is supposed to happen in exactly the fashion that it happens, but I don't believe that you could interact with a previous era of time and change the events that occur therein. I don't think you could do that. I've been wrong before, okay? I just feel like you could only cause the events that end up happening. No, we're not already married. We're talking about the things that matter to us going into the marriage. And one of my things is to never be told that I'm on one. And to always be supported no matter what I say. That's one of my big ones. So I'm going to write that into the will or whatever it's called. Hello? She's not listening. I took damage on year 3. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Messing with time would cause so many issues, I don't see it being worth it. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? That would suck. Don't fuck with time. Support women's wrongs in sickness and in health. Also, you can't get mad at me. Me, like, throwing the book at her and being like, you actually can't get mad at me for this. You said, we wrote down that you cannot get mad at me for this. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not in trouble at all. I can say that because you said that you would support it no matter what I said. So you're actually not mad at me and I win. You know what I mean? Chat. Offering. Offering is a good card. Okay. We overhaul. And I'm feeling a little like over-investing and wild carding. And cloning. And then we make a shitload of them. And then hopefully we never die. This is borderline and I think you should leave sketch. You put down that you can't get mad at me when I say something like this. You said that to me at a dinner. You can't do that. That's against the rules. You said we could say whatever the hell we want. You know what I mean? So, the real question is, do any of these fuckers... we need a cemetery here, or else, like, there's just no hope. So, we have enough for one reroll. There it is. We didn't even need to reroll. Holy shit. Did we decide on a place to get married? We're just gonna get married in town, I think. Just in in our hometown. Little family kind of affair. Pretty small vibe, I think, is what we've decided on. Very little wedding. Just family. All right. Well, we haven't even come close in the last hour to anything. It's always the same. And you're always hoping it just goes better this time. Okay, gotta take the forest tile early. Although I don't think at this stage it's actually gonna help. We might even be in trouble here. No, we win these. You want to go to Vegas? Vegas is kind of a nightmare place. I'm not going to lie to you. Vegas is very medium. People who live in Vegas will tell you. It's very, it's pretty, it's a sort of medium. Trying to think of a place that I really like. Is that this is maybe the most depressing thing I've ever said. Trying to think of a place that I like. Struggles. Okay, well now, I mean, this is pretty good. We got overwork. That in the long term, that's very strong. I don't know if in the short term it's going to do much for us, but it's definitely going to help for a minute. Today is Monday. As far as I know, nothing has really changed. Okay, we actually took damage again. Fuck. And now we have rats. Aw, rats. Yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to follow what's going on moment to moment with this whole Los Angeles thing. How about this? If anybody's like paying attention to what's going on in Los Angeles, why don't you just tell me in chat, and then that'll keep me posted. You do my job for me or whatever. Farm me. Prosperity. I feel like a rap god. We have 62. Surely that's no joke, right? Surely that's an acceptable quantity of boars for the time being for year 6. Surely fucking 60 of them is enough for year 6, no? Newsom just said he's been told Trump is sending another 2,000. Wow. Another? Wait, but there's not that many people out there. There's like 700 people standing around. What do you mean? Another 2,000? Laura. That's fucking crazy. Dude is on one. He's like, we're going to deploy all of our military. What if we deploy all of our military today? I mean, you pray to God it doesn't turn into some kind of Kent State thing. Something like that. Laura? Hey, Laura. Lori. Battle of Los Angeles. So here's my take on the whole Battle of Los Angeles thing, because I've heard this one myself, and I've even said it out loud. There isn't a big right-wing presence at this protest. Obviously there is the military, but like the people facing down against the military is extremely different than the people facing down against like right-wing gangs that are just like hanging around, like the Proud Boys or whatever. I think I wouldn't be speculating too crazy if I said that it seems to track that those like non-officiated groups versus the protesters could get violent before the protesters would actually act on National Guard, like actually try to harm the National Guard. The right has a tendency to be instigators. The militarized are a little too smart to be instigators, I think. A little too aware. So I don't think our preordained supposed civil war is going to break out today. Because if it happens, it would actually happen probably between different factions on the ground than people versus military in some sort of direct way, even though the people are pretty desperate, in a pretty desperate position. And there's also just like somebody's got a fucking machine gun aimed at you, and you're gonna push him. Like, he's gonna shoot you. And like, you may say, oh yeah, well, I'd stand up to that, but I promise, in that environment, you're like, I'm going to die. Like, I'll die. I'll be shot and die. And there just isn't, I think in an individualist country, there isn't much of a motivation to act for the whole in some way that is like directly, like, you will die, like, with certainty. You know what I mean? But the right wing is a lot more willing to do that kind of shit. They always have been. A little bit more willing to go into the whole martyrdom thing. That's what, like, ultimately a lot of these shootings are. It's like martyrdom. But I don't know if I see that happening in Los Angeles today, really. So that's my take on the Battle of Los Angeles thing. I don't think that it's gonna turn out to be what anybody might be passively hoping that it is going to turn out to be. And also, I don't necessarily think anybody is really actually hoping for some kind of, like, warfare in the country. That would be a fucking nightmare for all of us. Obviously, it's so weird because, like, on one hand, you're like, God, I wish all this would get resolved peacefully. But in another hand, it's like, but they don't want to resolve it peacefully. Like, the right actively wants to harm people. What do? Like, you have to protect the people. I don't know. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up situation that our generation, I think, has been given. Anyway, I'm just talking about this. I do apologize. What do I want to do here? Then again, I mean, I'm streaming so that I don't have to kind of pay attention to it, because I've been paying attention to it for the last 2 days. I'm a visibly queer woman, and I'm gonna see y'all in the camps, I guess. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm gonna enjoy video games while they last, because I don't think they're gonna have them in the camps. Hopefully they let you have, like, at least some level of technology so they can write about being in the camps, because, like, somebody's gonna have to, you know? Dear Diary, today, life in the camps is very bad. We're all going to die. People in 10,000 years. Holy shit, this is like a document of the most important moment in history or whatever. Me at the time, like, I'm probably gonna die. So fucked how true that is, though. Diary of Anne Frank energy, you know? You ever think about how fucked up it is that all of us are reading some little girl's diary? Isn't that personal? I'm not really trying to be a doomer. This is a weak attempt at gallows humor. Yeah, I mean, well, this is all we've got is gallows humor now. Nothing else is like, oh, hey, I just, I went and saw Friendship the other day. I don't think I talked about this. It was okay. The movie was fine. Can we talk about that? Anybody see it? It was fine. I was almost like pissed off because it was fine. I thought it was going to be like hella funny, but it was okay. It was all right. There were some moments where I laughed and other moments where I was like, okay, cool. And I felt weird because I kind of expected it to be like crazy funny. Maybe my barometer for everything is off. Went and saw Nosferatu, was like, this is going to be the best movie of all time. Saw it? It was fine, I guess. Like I feel like that just keeps happening this year, though. Nosferatu is the last movie you saw? I watch a lot of movies at home. When comedies don't land with me, I feel like I've done something wrong. Yeah, I know the feeling. What the hell? Hold on. What the fuck? We still okay. I clicked something and something got weird. You watched The Crow for the first time? Yeah, The Crow. Yeah, it's good. Very sincere movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure really what I'm looking forward to. Is that sad? I don't really have an awful lot that I'm like looking forward to culturally. Like the Switch 2 came out and I couldn't be fucked about the Switch 2, and there's like a new Apple OS today and I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. And you know, it's like there's new From Software games and I'm like, they look like kind of junk. You're looking forward to Del Toro's Frankenstein? Who cares? Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. Del Toro, you know what's fucked about Del Toro is that like he is the perfect example of like guy who meticulously remakes things. Like, it's not to say that I think that he doesn't have original ideas. It's more just I think that he is very successful right now because he is good at emulating the vibes that people want off the things that they feel are very classical. But I don't really get his thing. Like what he's about. Other than that. I think that's like kind of all. Guess I'm looking forward to the last season of Only Murders. I like watching Jeopardy. I can't wait to watch Jeopardy in the old folks' home while I wait to die. Dude loves monster movies. He does love monster movies, but he's also very good at emulating like the vibes. It's almost like, it's not to say apolitical, but I don't know. I don't have anything like really bad to say about Guillermo del Toro. I just don't have anything that great to say either, I feel like. You know, I like Pan's Labyrinth, okay. I like good special effects. I like interesting stories. I don't mean to be a contrarian here. I just have never really gotten that crazy into Del Toro's stuff. Like, I feel like Shape of Water is good. Oh,
You got the chili, right?
Yes.
I think there's Chile on that.
The vibes are like half why you go see his movies. Yeah, well, but that's what I mean. Like, yeah, he's got the vibes these days. Kronos, yeah. I'm like medium on Kronos. I don't know. I'm like very medium on like a lot of his movies. Which feels bad because like I get that a lot of people really like his stuff. Del Toro will be like, what if the creature from the Black Lagoon fucks? I don't know. I don't think I don't think that his movies are bad. I would definitely prefer his stuff over like a lot of other stuff. But it's like I don't know. I've been thinking about things in terms of like CEO creativity lately, like corporate creativity. I don't think that his stuff is like super corporate, but I do think that it's corporate friendly. I'm currently eating lunch, so if you hear me eating lunch, I apologize. 2 lives left on year 9. That's not nothing. I got a burger. I don't know. I guess these days I'm looking for narrative like so desperately. I want new stories. It's one of my like big feelings these days is I want some new stories in the world. I think people always have the wrong idea about this. Where they're like, well, it depends on who's making the stories. That's who tells real stories. But it's like, I think that all this like set model stuff where it's like, well, you have to do things within these parameters to make the shareholders happy, kind of to ensure that, you know, the movie makes money or the story makes money. And it's like, I wish that money wasn't the motivator for stories. Like, I wish that we could tell stories without that as a concern. You've educated yourself too much on storytelling. It's getting harder to find interesting stories. I agree 100%. I feel exactly the same way. And it's very frustrating because I write, so I have to be on the lookout for good stories. I just have to be. They ruined my life. Well, like, I just read Negative Space, and I was like, now this is a fucking story. You know what I mean? I had like such an emotional reaction to the story. I really liked it. I was like, man, if this was a movie, this would be a great movie. Like, this is the kind of shit that I wish was more prevalent, but isn't. Well, and like we were watching Banshees of Inisherin the other night, and we were like, this movie rules. This movie is so good. Like, this movie is hella good. We watched In Bruges as well. So good. In Bruges is great. Seen it before, but I mean, like, real good. Real good. And it's, yeah, it just feels weird whenever your standard for what constitutes something being good is like a lack of originality or whatever. Not to say a lack of originality, but not to be dramatic, but David Lynch's passing really hammered home that there just aren't a ton of people brave or privileged enough to do that kind of stuff. Well, like, the way that I see it, art, there is art for everyone. It is out there. Like the written word, for instance, right? Okay, well, you need to know how to read and write. Which, up until recently, you know, education was kind of a for all public school kind of thing, you know? So I think it's safe to say that a lot of people know how to do that. You have to own a pen, which is pretty cheap, and paper, which is also pretty cheap, and you're pretty much good to go. And you can engage in the written word, right? But then it's like, how do people engage with the written word? I think that is the big concern. And when you say something like bravery, I think that that's pretty apt. Like bravery in the sense of like, I don't care if this makes money. That's bravery, sure. Bravery in the sense that you're like, I don't care if this doesn't resonate with everybody. It resonates with me and maybe somebody. Or not having these concerns at all, also. I think that David Lynch is obviously an example of a brave and privileged person or whatever, right? But I think that we have relegated creativity. We have marginalized creativity. You know, think about that. Marginalized creativity. In favor of, like, the Jaws remake or whatever. You know what I mean? Even David Lynch, in his later years, was marginalized from the larger artistic community. Because the larger artistic community is so concerned with chasing the bag that like pretty much the only thing that they're ever trying to do is chase the bag. So people who are not super duper concerned with the bag are they're marginalized from that community. So I think that like I read Negative Space. It's a very good book. You know, people on TikTok have talked about negative space. You know, you can buy it on the guy's website. He was signed to something like, whatever. There are like examples of this guy being marginally successful with his work, but in reality, I mean, I bet you anything this guy probably doesn't make hardly jack shit and probably even has a fucking day job. Like, and this is somebody who was successful, who has written a marginally successful indie title. And I know this because I too have written a marginally successful indie title, and I have like next to nothing to show for it, other than like a pile of books and some reviews. But, you know, no money to show of because like it's books. Books don't make money, really. But there are books that make money. And that's the crazy part, is that there are out there, the books that make money, but they're like, you know, repurposed story stuff, like retelling of, you know, myths through like a different lens, or like, you know, poetry, and they sit on people's shelves and nobody ever reads them. You mentioned how people engage with stories. That's a difficult thing to grapple. So many people just don't even care to examine why they interact with the things they do. That makes me sad. Not trying to say I'm better than anyone, but it feels like they're denying themselves a richer experience without even knowing it. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, but my point, I think, is the discouragement. You know, writers are discouraged from writing anything interesting or good because interesting and good things outside of the lens of IP is seen as so unprofitable that, like, you will just immediately be marginalized for doing it.
Well, I don't think that people are scared, if I may cut in.
Sure.
I don't think people are scared of making something good that doesn't make money. I think people are scared of making something bad. Accidentally.
Making something bad?
Yeah. Making something that people don't like and being, you know, have less than nothing to show for it, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I mean, that's somewhat true of me, too. I'm certainly concerned about what my audience wants from me when I'm writing.
I just feel like the stakes of failure are so crazy.
Stakes of failure are crazy.
So I think people are afraid to fail. And I think that's how you get a lot of the weirder things that we like, is when people aren't
It's a
afraid.
rebellion against that fear of failure.
Well, when you're not afraid to fail, you know?
Yeah.
And you say, fuck it, you know, even if I end up looking like an idiot, you know, I'm gonna
Sure.
do something. But I think people are definitely afraid of saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, that's my little interjection.
No. No, you're definitely right. I just feel like there's always good stuff out there. It's just we're discouraged, I think, to make good stuff more now than maybe any other time that I've been alive, at least. Both monetarily and otherwise, emotionally as well. There's a lot of stake. There's a lot at stake to make anything now. Run bad, dude. Sometimes you just gotta put yourself out there. Fuck the consequences. I agree with you, right? I don't think anybody disagrees with you.
This is why we have a Megalopolis poster.
This is why we have a Megalopolis poster. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Definitely. Oh my god. And then the worst thing ever happened. I just think that people don't tend to do anything for the love of it anymore. All hobbies have become jobs. You know what I mean? So when you get really, really good at anything, you don't just feel like obligation to do that thing as your duty, but you also feel like the capitalist woes of that thing. The like burnout capitalist woes. So it's not like you're good at something, you do it for pleasure. When you do it again, it'll be great. It's more like I have to do this thing that I'm great at in some sort of automated way to keep up with the speed of the world, more or less.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many times have you said, I need to have an idea soon?
Yeah, I need to have an idea soon, of course.
I think it was Kitty, the rapper,
Sure.
tweeted, turn what you love into work and you'll never play a day in your life or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm done eating. I'm sorry. That took me longer than I wanted it to. So we haven't had any luck. We've just been getting our ass kicked over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. Someday I'll read Fluids. Do it. But also you don't have to. Because we're talking about like a 5-year-old book at this point. Read my new one. My new one's better, in my opinion. I don't know, chat. Does anybody have an an opinion on this? The best you can hope for is making stuff that finds a niche audience. Well, I mean, also like how we market things now is so patently absurd. Like now that there isn't really a Twitter, right? Well, how do you tell people that you made something really and find those people? I remember when MySpace swapped to Facebook, there were people that were like there was this one person who was like an indie musician who sold like 8,000 copies of their last like CD on MySpace. And then MySpace became Facebook overnight. Like people swapped over to Facebook and abandoned their MySpace. Guy releases another album a year later, sells like 100 copies. So devastating. You know, it's like, okay, it's all over now. Everything is fucking over. But that's where we are now. You know, like my videos used to do millions of views. Now they do 1,000 views. My, music used to go crazy. Now it is better. And it's not even remotely as crazy. Like now no one listens to it. Over COVID I wrote a book and it fucking blew up insano style. Now I'm writing a book and I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell it to like 10 people. So, you know what I mean? Anyway. We're just in a very awkward position, I feel like. Where it's like hard to get anything done. Well, and also, you know, like I imagine myself, right, finishing a book and releasing it into the world. Now, you know, right now, when LA is fucking on fire again, when like the world is falling apart, politics are crazy. My book, by the way, not going to help you with that. Has absolutely nothing to do with the political situation. Doesn't help at all. Like, so you're like, well, this isn't going to help fucking anything. This isn't going to make a single bit of difference. But yet every day you're like, well, I committed to this like a year ago. You know, I've been working on this for a long time. I gotta get this thing done. But it's so depressing because like, it's like you can't even vent your frustrations about like what's going on in the world or politically. And also you're like burnt out, overworked, tired, you know, now I'm playing games for work. Cool. So, you know what I mean? It sounds depressing, I guess, but it's just like, man, I guess there's just never going to be a good time to release something and people to fuck with it. There's just never going to be a time anymore. Like, you have to make time now. If you want to do something creative, you have to make time. And like, the fucked up thing is, I don't know if creativity is that essential. I don't mean that to be offensive or whatever, but it's like, I don't know if me opening my mouth is really going to help much or change anything or matter or even like get people through what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that people always want entertainment or whatever, but like, I don't know. Also, most of the world isn't even going to be able to fucking read the book because of the tariffs. Unless they get it digitally. So, maybe I'm just kind of boned on that. I don't know. Of course, that you wonder if there's a breaking point, but the weird thing is like how insulated everything has become from a breaking point. If there was a breaking point, it would actually benefit bigger corporations and it would probably benefit billionaires, and the people who would actually suffer would be like small business owners, independent creatives, people like us. And we can't do anything about it. And if we step in the direction of this breaking point, it actually threatens us more than it threatens anybody else. Well, and you know, fucked up thing, right, is a couple years ago, right, I heard about this scandal where people were like more or less writing AI books or ghostwriting AI books, creating AI covers, creating these AI ideas, and like they were more or less like just pumping out junk books onto Amazon that were completely written by AI with like some human intervention, right? And you think to yourself, right? You're me. Pretend to be me for a moment. You go to Amazon, you see these, right? And you're like, well, like, no one's that stupid. No one, everybody, you look at this and you're like, who would want to read this book? Who would fucking want to read this? turns out more people than would like to read me personally. People are actually that stupid. People will pay money for a book that you could generate yourself on ChatGPT right now. Like, and it's actually like fairly prevalent. Well, and like who would do this? You know, you think, who would buy this? It's got to be the stupidest person imaginable. You know, and then you have a conversation with my mom, all right? Listen, my mom is not a stupid person, okay? But let's call her very easily swayed by foolishness. She voted for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about somebody who's fairly easily swayed by nonsense. Okay? She will say, "Oh, I saw this crazy thing on Amazon the other day. It was a book about cooking. It was $25. I'm gonna buy it." And it's one of these, like, more or less. Like, something stupid. Like, I found this book about World War II history. And it's like just ChatGPT, whatever. and it's like being fooled. But also, like, I don't think there's much of a concern about it. I don't think if they knew it was written by AI, they would give a shit or it would make a difference, right? But my point is, like, you might very legitimately have a better shot at becoming a successful writer these days by just generating several books of bullshit and selling them to, like, moms who are stay-at-home moms into true crime or whatever, than you would actually spending a year of your life trying to make that. And also, like, the fucked up thing is, like, to an extent, this is a nuanced situation. I know that it doesn't seem like it's nuanced. It seems so open and shut, but it is actually nuanced. Like, we use a lot of automation these days. Just generally. Everybody. You know, like, if you're going to be doing digital art, you need an intermediary. You need you know, if you're making digital music, you need a DAW. You know, writers use word processors and stuff like that. We have technology that assists us in our ability to do these things. And that technology, in subtle ways, is implementing this level of automation. So we are getting help. You know what I mean? Like, AI is bad, but spell check is fine. You know what I mean? For some reason, like, that's considered different. And you know, for what it's just like it's like an overboard situation. But at the same time, like, we should be enabling people to create things, but it's interesting to completely, like, bypass the part where all of this is in service of helping people create things and is just kind of like regurgitated research information. You know what I mean? But, like, I think about the possibility of wanting to research a topic, right, for work. Like, let's say I want to research, you know, the history of some criminal enterprise. I mean, obviously, you can go read articles from the time, you know, you can go on to Wikipedia, and that'll help you get to a certain place. But there is a desire somewhat to just turn to some machine, open up some app, and be like, hey, man, can you throw all of the research that I need to see about this particular subject at me in link form, and I will go through and read all of it, right? So some level of automation is kind of nice. that is kind of helpful. The weird part is when you say, can you package up all information about this topic into a readable form and and then create a Scrivener document of that so that I can sell it online and pretend that I wrote it. Like, that's a little weird, a little different. For some reason, it just is. Maybe it's a cadence thing. It's just fucked because, like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, technology can actually really make a huge impact. It could set us free, truly. It could set us free right now to be spending more time writing and to be, you know, getting assistance with research and assistance with, like, how to approach a certain thing. And like, it would be kind of nice to be able to ask some kind of AI a question, like, if you have a problem and you need ideas on how to solve a problem that you're completely inexperienced with and all of your friends are inexperienced with. Like, it would be nice to have tools that help you with the process, but don't replace the process in and of itself. The weird thing is we completely jumped, like, right over that and went straight into replacing the process itself. It's weird. Well, because like I tell you with honesty that I pay for Grammarly. I know that some people consider this to be a big, like, no. But, you know, it's spell check, all right? It's just a little bit more accurate spell check than the word processor I use, and it's not that expensive, and it gets me from A to B. It doesn't fucking write for me. It's never written a word for me. And, like, I pay an actual editor. I just don't want my editor to have to make a ton of, like, grammatical decisions instead of, like, thinking about the content of the work, right? So, like, you know, I use that as a tool on occasion, and it helps. I think stuff like that's fine. The crazy thing is, like, if you're trying to break into the writing game and you're trying to, like, sell books and make a lot of money, getting Grammarly is not actually going to help you at all. Grammarly isn't going to help for shit. Because you would rather have an AI that actually just straight up generates books instead of corrects the writing you've done. You know, you just skip that part. So, like, there's a lot of controversy around Grammarly right now, but I think they're catching strays. A lot of this has to do with the fact that AI tech industry people at their core desire a life where everything is automated for them. Well, yes, and I agree. The weird thing is, like, creative enterprises only really have value when they are human in nature, kind of, right? Like, a computer could only really make slop or run equations, really, I feel like. Like, I don't think that some kind of evocation is going to come out of a fucking computer, really. You know, I don't know if anybody's ever been moved to tears by, you know, an AI painting. Maybe. But I don't think that's what it's for. Like, because the actual user experience is heading over to the fucking image generator and typing in Grimace from McDonald's robs a convenience store with a ski mask while smoking a blunt. And then the thing, like, creates that. And then people are like, you shouldn't be using that in any capacity. And you're like, but where else am I going to get Grimace smokes weed and robs a convenience store? And they'll say, well, you should pay an artist to make it. And you're like, I would never waste an artist's time making this. Like, but I do pay artists regularly to make things that I'm actually serious about. But, like, the device, the thing itself is like a fucking, it's just a joke. We all know it's a joke. People are like, it has so, like, it adds so many fingers to people's hands, and it's like, well, yeah, it's like, it's a joke. It's bad. It sucks. Like, this is what it is. It is the nightmare of technology in a literal visual form. It is the nightmare of technology. So I do kind of feel bad, because I do think to an extent there's something that can be said about that in an artistic capacity that is relegated by human beings. But I don't think anybody would accept it, because they would just assume that it's like actually the endorsement of the AI and not the other way around. I mean, I don't know. I'm not out here trying to talk about AI art or whatever and piss people off. I don't know if I'm pissing anyone off. I mostly am just saying that, like, the weird thing now, I feel like, is that the slop, and you know what I mean when I say this, is so, like, it's so obvious, and yet they're still tricking people. Like, you feel like you're in a situation now, right, where emotionally you can't really be that fooled. Like, I don't even know if anybody was all that fooled by AI, like, at present. Really, right? Nobody was like, I thought that was real. Or whatever. It's always, like, kind of looked like slop. And the same is true of, like, actual content made by people that's slop, too. It's like, we know it's slop, but, like, for whatever reason, it's like, it's almost like we don't care anymore that it's slop. And I don't mean we as in present company. I mean, like, we as in, like, humanity seemingly doesn't mind. That part's kind of crazy. Anyway. Tech bros pushing this shit are so obsessed with being in control of systems. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the other thing, like, running... I've known a lot of people who are programmers or whatever. You know, I'm not saying that programmers inherently are bad, but I've also known a lot of like people that have it in their mind maybe that everything is some kind of almost logical system that behaves entirely like that, and it can be changed if the variables are changed in different ways. And life itself is like a lot, it doesn't really work that way, I guess. So that's led to like some displaced frustrations in my life of knowing programmers. And for whatever reason, that's the thing that I kind of like think about when I think about like how much tech has like kind of infiltrated life. Aside from the artistic merit of image generation, energy consumption and visible labor, I mean, yes, right? But also, like, here, I'm just going to put it this way, all right? there are a lot of arguments to be made, but the common sense ones always make the most sense. Like, why why is there a problem with like artificial intelligence? Well, because like it kind of sterilizes information, and it's clouding the general sense of things, because we can't in some situations, in some versions of humans, we can't tell the difference between something made with artificial intelligence, something made with actual human intent. So it's kind of like clouding the field. It's generally ugly. It's not really something that people like super duper want. And they definitely don't want to have to think about, and they don't want to have to compete with it. And all of that, right? And of course, the the energy consumption of this whole thing is like through the roof, crazy, insane. But so is like Bitcoin mining. And of course you would say, well, Bitcoin mining is bad. It's like, well, yes, but like so is like YouTube. YouTube as a website is an incredibly wasteful, energy inefficient, terrible thing. But you'd say, well, that's worthwhile to have. Well, it's like we're on Twitch right now. You know, do you think that there's no energy consumed really when I play this stupid video game for 10 people? There's a lot of energy consumed for me to do this and to save that data and to like... Anyway, the internet, if you go even further than that, the internet is like an immense waste of human resources, an immense energy consumer, and it's filled with a ton of invisible labor. And like, you know, it kind of like the whole thing where we say like the theft is the whole like the AI generating images based on, it's trained on like basically whatever you can Google, any social media website, like whatever art is out there, and people are like, this is theft. And of course it is theft, but also like if your brain is growing up and you see art that you like and you start to do art that is influenced by that art, in a general sense we see that as okay. It's bad when a computer does it. Of course it is different, right? It is different. You know what I mean? Because ultimately this is taking like someone's actual art and making money off of it in a roundabout way. But also this is like something that we've done in a human way for a long time. And theft is a very human thing too, right? So I guess what I'm saying is like we should say what we mean a little bit more. I think we get these arguments all kind of tangled up. Because in general, I don't think that AI art passes for like regular human-made art. I don't know if it ever will. I kind of don't care. I don't think that it's actually made our lives better, really. It's kind of just like, it's Jurassic Park just because we can, you know? Doesn't necessarily mean we should. Because I don't know if it's really going to make our lives that much better. I think in general it's kind of made our lives worse because at worst we're all arguing about it all the time. But as far as like the energy consumption and invisible labor thing goes, it's like that's the name of the game. Like that's the standard by which we interact with almost everything. Almost everything. But, you know, I don't know. I just see a situation where, just like everything else, we all complain about it for a decade, and then something happens and it doesn't matter anymore. and then we all accept it and we all grow up with it, and then it's like not a big deal anymore. And I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it just feels like the situation is getting so much worse all the time. Like, the situation is getting dire. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling my mom this when my mom was here, and she just, like, wouldn't fucking hear it at all. But I was like, you know, this thing with the tariffs, it affects me. And she's like, well, you know, we've been getting a bad deal for a long time. We need to improve the deal. And it's like, Mom, like, where it used to cost me, like, $10 to ship something overseas, now it costs me like $60 to ship something overseas. Like, that, do you see how absolutely devastating that could potentially be for my business? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking about things in the widest terms here. Like, this could be devastating for my business. But really though, it's like, it's very devastating for my business. It's very, very bad. And I'm like trying to explain this to her in a very human way that's just like down to earth. Like, now I used to pay $10. Now I pay $60. Why wouldn't that discourage me from continuing to do my small business in the United States? It's fucking insane. And, you know, people who import shit from Japan, guess not. No, not anymore, you son of a bitch. If you're importing shit from China, sorry, now you don't do that. And it's just, like, I understand this whole, like, we gotta America first or whatever, but, like, how am I supposed to get my very American creation over there? Like, and my mom, at the end of that conversation, my mom ended off on being like, well, yeah, it is fucked up. It's fucked up that they counter tariffed us for that much after we tariffed them. And you're just like, oh man, you're cooked. It's so fucking over. You're so cooked. Oh my god, dude. Is my mom okay? No. No. The thing is, no. So, but this is my point. So I'm telling people all the time, I'm like, man, it's getting fucking bad out here. You know, the problems are beginning to pile up because you can't solve a certain problem, right? So let's say, for the sake of argument, you have somebody in Australia who buys a book, and then the tariffs come in, okay? And then the tariffs are like, now you have to pay like hell of money to get something to Australia, right? Okay, well, imagine that you are unable to figure that out, and also that the government is consistently telling you that the tariffs are going to get pulled back, or that something's going to change. So you wait. And then another book comes in, and then you're like, well, do I have to stop selling them all together? You know, and you just keep, these problems just keep piling up, and the prices just keep going up and going up, and you can't, like, meaningfully solve these problems. You end up behind, you end up struggling, and there it goes, you know, and there your successful business of 5 years has completely fallen apart in, like, a couple months' time. And it's really that easy. And you can't even explain this to people. Nobody will know. Everybody, I've heard this my whole life. I forgot. I thought about what card I needed to take in that shop, and I totally forgot what I was talking about.
Have you noticed that Moo is probably the smelliest dog I've ever smelled?
Yeah, Moo smells bad.
She's
She's smelling bad today.
she's going crazy with it.
Yeah, she's sick with it today. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I remember. I was saying that like I've heard this thing my whole life where like a bunch of Americans will get together and they'll be like, "Yeah, it's so bad. Like eggs used to cost $2, now they cost $7, and you know, you used to be able to make this or that decision for yourself and not worry so much about your ability to you know, make money and get a job and all this stuff. And now you have to worry about all this stuff all the time, and it's kind of a nightmare and whatever. And then if you say things like well, if you say things like, well, like, yeah, America probably should be a bit more like friendly to its consumers. It's always like, well, don't say anything wrong about America, right? You're importing things because it's cheaper to produce them somewhere else where people are exploited to produce them. Because right now, you need to produce same things in America where people won't do the same shit for some pennies like forced labor in China. Well, I mean, I think the word "you" is kind of crazy. Everything else is fine. Everything else is acceptable. But like I'm not how do I do this? How do I say this? I'm not importing anything. I'm actually not importing anything. I'm exporting. I make things here and then I ship them overseas. They're books. I write them. My labor here, I'm an American company, right? I am the American company that this is supposedly trying to help, right? Buy American and all that. But my goods are now being like charged out the ass to get anywhere. Therefore, so you either sell ebooks or print them there. I do sell ebooks, but people buy books outside of the country without warning that this is supposedly happening, and the country is extremely wishy-washy about whether or not this is actually going to stick or it's temporary, which leads to a lot of confusion in the market. Do you have a business? Do you run your own business? I would love to hear about your business, if you do, and how that business is going for you right now. This has also led to, you have to agree this is true, this has led to a large anti-American sentiment. So people who do make stuff in this country are now actively being boycotted worldwide because of this decision, therefore harming small business in the United States. I have a software house and also work as consultant. Cool. I mean, listen, software is good. Need software, but not everything is software. Basically a programmer. Okay, gotcha. But not everything is software. There are physical goods in the world, and you can keep up with the times to an extent, but you know. Also, if we're talking about ebooks, right? So you say, so you either sell ebooks. Well, okay, an ebook costs like $5, right? Not from America. Okay, well that actually makes like an awful lot of sense. Um, is this run goated? No. This run are bad. The E for ebook stands in for entropy. That's damn true. But no. The thing with the ebook, right, is an ebook costs like $5, right? Well, you don't make $5. You make like cents on the dollar. So you have to write something very, very popular, right? Therefore, once again, bringing us back around to the same problem, which is to say that a lot of indie artists do not have a chance now, because where you used to make money on physical books, you actually made your money on physical books, where you don't necessarily make your money on ebooks. You now no longer make money on either. Therefore, there's like an encouragement not to be a writer, right, in the country, which is ultimately leads to less and less of these things getting around. This is bad. There doesn't have to be a massive ecosystem for writers in the country. I don't understand you, but I do think I'm probably gonna just ban you. Because I'm, like, annoyed. What? On my phone. Yeah. See you later. Anyway. We clone the boars. So that run was not goated, it seems. Yeah, we fucking died. That's probably stupid. It's actually definitely stupid. But anyway. Non-Americans that support Donald Trump are crazy, man. I mean, like, that one's so wild. That one's so wild to me. Uh, medium, I feel like. I was getting a weird vibe, so I just dealt with it. Yeah, King 3 difficulty impossible or whatever, blah, blah, blah. What else is new? Anyway, so how's Los Angeles going? Looks like we're taking damage again. Yeah, I mean, as I've said over and over and over, if you roll purple, you get hit on year 4. It just always happens. But listen, we play the high difficulty because we want the high difficulty. Let's see. I mean, this is obviously the better play. How far away? Oh, this is full up. You are. So we are going to clone here. Overinvest, procreate. procreate. I don't think this is going to be very good. But the idea, I think, largely is that we like swarm up crazy, get a ton of rats or whatever, get a cemetery in here, and then all of a sudden we have a chance around year 9, and then it's not like a complete nightmare, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a complete nightmare. Okay, so the the Marines have arrived in Los Angeles, it seems. Punches were thrown. The feds are trying to snatch first graders. Well, yeah. Sounds about normal. Oh, that's just Los Angeles. That was another day in Los Angeles. All right. Lots of levels up here. Shouldn't make a single bit of difference. Should still take damage here on year 6. I would call it like a near certainty. 100% chance, it seems, of rain today. Offering, please. Okay, we need to offering this. And then we just pump into the boars. And that's all we got. Yeah, we've kind of had an ass time of it today, haven't we? It's been something else. For sure. Laura. Hey, Laura. Hey, Laura.
Huh?
Hey, Lori.
Yeah.
You watching the news thing?
Yeah.
Has anything happened?
Not really.
I heard there was like a fight.
Huh?
I heard there was a fight.
I mean, I'm sure, but, I'm kind of watching, like, the helicopter view or whatever, and it's, like, basically they're just, like, they keep pushing people back further and further, pretty much, like, street to street.
Are there more people?
Well, I think people are, like, splintering off as people get pushed back more and more.
Mm-hmm. So it's calming down then.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. There's still, like, quite a few people, but just the sheer, like, number of police there is, like, insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they called 2,000 more troops in.
Yeah, I heard
apparently.
that too. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like everybody's keeping it cool and whatever. They're down in Little Tokyo right now.
Oh, no. Protect my card shop.
I don't think anything's. No one's like really messing with buildings. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Like it's pretty much just like people with flags and stuff. It's not.
Yeah. It's seemingly been fairly peaceful today.
Yeah.
Everything has been mild.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like much is really like whatever.
Yeah, Trump confirmed they're deploying another 2,000 National Guard and 700 Marines.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So crazy.
I mean, that's like just the craziest overkill.
Yeah, it's like such a crazy overkill. You just watch it online and like nothing is happening. Like it's literally the most mild thing. People are like pissed off, but like nothing's going on.
crazy to see how efficiently they do it.
Mm-hmm.
From the helicopter perspective, it looks crazy because it's just like such a crazy thing to see such a large group of people be like moved seemingly so easily.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, it's just really weird. It's a very bizarre sight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No news is good news, I guess. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like a bunch of people are like getting fucked up or anything.
Protests are spreading to other cities. That I heard that earlier today. I heard that New York's got one tomorrow. But also, like, I don't know. This is me being cynical and also me probably being TOS, but like Austin is popping off. Yeah. But like I just feel like every time there's these big protests, like nothing ever actually happens. Like I know that's the meme or whatever, but like showing solidarity and all that is good, but like look at all the stuff that has continued to happen even though we have protested this entire time. Sometimes I think that protest as a privilege is just a way to kind of get that aggression out without anybody actually doing anything meaningful about it. Or at least that's what I'm concerned with. But I don't know. I mean, it's obviously very good that we're out. People should be out there obstructing ICE 100%. The protests themselves, like, I think almost come second to actually stopping and obstructing ICE from being able to, like, send people to camps overseas. It does feel different. I will agree with you. When I was watching them like fuck up the police cars yesterday with the scooters, I was like, "Oh my god. This is it, man." Like, and I know I've seen that shit before. You know what I mean? Like we saw that shit during like George Floyd and like all kinds of other stuff. Like people throwing shit, burning shit, whatever. I think it's the response is so crazy this time. The sending the fucking National Guard, sending 4,000 National Guard and 700 Marines to this because somebody fucked up some cop cars, like, and burned some electric cars. Like, dude, that's crazy. I think something crazy could happen. It's just like so obvious militarization. You know what I mean? Like such a breach of power. But I mean, we're so used to this. Like this is so obvious. These breaches of power have become so normal now. So I just wonder how people are going to interact with it. Like how are people going to interact with this in opposition to the way that people are reacting with like a lot of other stuff, I guess. I will say it did not take long for things to get like way worse in the country though. Things were like bad. Like, you know, 200 days ago, things were bad. Things are fucking pretty bad. I think a lot of people felt they could safely ignore BLM. I don't agree with you. Only because watching the BLM protests, it felt like there were so many more people like than this. Just so many more. I mean, this is nothing. I mean, really. The numbers we've been seeing, like I've been watching the stream for the last couple of days. I watched the BLM protests when they were going on. I was like there was a journalist I was following who was like out there every single night for a while. And like when they took like that spot in Seattle, like or was that Portland? I don't remember. No, Portland, it was like they burned down the fucking they burned down the police station in Portland. They took land in Seattle, and it was like an exclusion zone. Like this is just some people protesting with flags outside of a courthouse with a very like deranged response from the president. He's showing force in a crazy way, but I genuinely feel like there was like a big unification for BLM, like from what I remember. Of course, you know, it's been some years, but that went on for a really long time. There was a lot that happened because of that, and I have definitely seen changes in my life, in my like lifetime, because of those protests. Like, we live in Colorado, we like never see any police, you know, because Colorado like backed up its citizens, I suppose, and calmed down on over policing here, so we just don't ever see police really. That's my experience. Obviously it could be different, and also we don't live in like the nicest area or whatever. This feels narratively differently, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that it's morally correct that people felt ignoring those, but it happens. Well, yeah, I narratively differently I think is true. This feels like the prevention of harm versus the reaction to harm, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, this is if we don't do something, then people will die, versus we should do something because somebody died. Past tense versus present tense kind of situation. Well, and also this feels like the first instance where people could actually like intervene, like on the ground. You know, a lot of the stuff going on in Washington, it's like you can't really do anything about it. You can be mad, you can protest, but you can't change anything. But like blocking off people's access to like people that are from foreign countries, like so that they can't deport them. And by deport them, I mean send them to a like a scary death factory in another country, even though they might be American citizens. Like, they can actually obstruct that person from taking that other person and putting them in that place. That's like going on the ground, so they can actually do something about it. But like when it's like these more ethereal things, there's not much anybody can really do about it except to watch it go down. My kingdom perished again. It seems like it's not very possible to beat this. I'm feeling strong, not so possible vibes on this one for sure. All I know is I don't know, we just need to we just need to keep our eyes out. Just follow what's going on. Do our best to keep in touch with people we know in those areas. Affect change where we can. It's weird too because like 2 days ago, everybody was talking about how Elon Musk said that shit about Trump. Like 2 days ago. And now this is going on. And this was like going on. There have been people protesting ICE all over the country since that all that's also stuff that like came to pass months ago. Like we first heard about that months ago. And now it's like the only thing anyone's talking about. The face when you realize May isn't the chosen one of the nature kingdom. Okay, fuck you. All right. Come on. Give me a break. I'll show you. Oh, I'll show you, all right. Here's 45 ballista. What are you going to do about 45 ballista, punk? What's your plan there, tough guy? All right, 54 then. How about 54? What you gonna do about that? Probably a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. I don't know. I say it like once a day, but I am really pretty tired of living through unprecedented times. I'd like the next times to be very precedented, if possible. Seems like it would be helpful to be precedented. Okay, they might shred me. They're gonna shred me. It's simultaneously exhausting and boring and stupid. Well, yeah. You know, it's like the Elon Trump fight is like the litmus test for our entire generation. It's like, hey, this guy I hate is talking about how this other guy I hate is a bad guy. Everybody come watch. The two worst people I've ever seen in my life are fighting. Whoever wins, we lose. It's just never backed up by anything of meaning either. You know, it's not like when Elon was talking about, you know, the allegations that Trump's got on him. It's not like anybody was like, and here is the proof. You know what I mean? They were just like, he was just like, and he's a bad guy too. And you're like, yeah, I know. I can't believe this. What do you fucking mean? No. Donald Trump? Doing something bad? What the fuck? What are you talking about? It's Alien versus Predator? Exactly. We live in an Alien versus Predator world. Kamala Harris really thought she was Sigourney Weaver, huh? Didn't work out that way. Oh, well. So I think it's kind of pointless to throw down forest tiles until like year 3 or 4. Because they don't have any meaningful effect on you in turn 1. Where units like do. Units actually play a meaningful role in how you play your run. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe things will get back to normal soon. Maybe. Maybe. It's funny. I was like, a couple months ago, I was like, I don't want to have any like politics really in my Discord server. I kind of want that space to be a little bit devoid of a lot of that stuff. And then everything imaginable politically happened immediately. I hope we don't all collectively agree to forgive Grimes anytime soon. We can't let that happen. You guys wouldn't let that happen, right? She really shouldn't have done that shit. She really shouldn't have done that shit. Dude, I can't wait until Chapel Roan starts dating George Soros. Deport the genetic opera. That's damn true. Oh yeah, I heard about that. The Greta thing. That shit's crazy too. Not hearing anything about that on mainstream news right now for some mysterious reason. I've only heard like 2 or 3 things about that. Mostly from her herself. It's so crazy what's going on. Meanwhile, like 700 people are gathered outside of a building in Los Angeles and everyone's losing their minds. It's crazy. We died. And thank God. Man, I sure wish they would just throw red at us like early. You know what? Hold on. Fuck that. Fuck this. No. Man, come on, dude. Please? The situation really is this, okay? You have to roll. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. These 2 are good to roll. They will not immediately kill you. Then you just have to hope that you rolled an okay amount of units, which this is probably going to win us day 1. Then we get the cemetery. So by year 2, we're already set up pretty nicely, which is good. We outnumber the King of Blood here. I think we probably win this. But this is a little close for comfort. We need boars now, right here. And probably a tile. A forest tile. If I put that here and I sacrifice it, it'll pump those guys. So that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's kind of simultaneously wondering what's next, what's gonna happen next. I can't believe it's already 8 o'clock. It's still light outside, which is just wild. I always hit the bike at 9. So I probably need to call it quits soon. This is good. It's not good now, though. Go like that now. Well, we can clone this cemetery, which I don't know if that's going to make a big difference for us right now, but it'll make a big difference for us in the future, for sure. We might actually lose this day, I think. We need a lot to go right, and it's just not happening. Yeah, they got us. They got us here. On year 4, even though we did start with combo, which is kind of frustrating, but... Okay, so now we're cloning elves. I don't love this. I actually think that this is like probably not going to work out in our favor. But I wish that it would. It would be really, really cool if it would. The longest fight in history here. It's the longest fight I've ever seen overall. Overhaul could be big for us. But how? Like that? Oof. I don't know. I really wanted it to hit both the cemeteries, but okay. I guess. I hate it when it hits the base here, because I don't actually think the base is that good for green. It's like one of its few drawbacks. Oh my god, they're gonna kill us. Boars are here, everyone. Finally. Okay, that could help quite a bit, actually. I think that's going to make a very big impact. The greasy hogs. Exactly. Wait a minute, we're going to die. Well, that didn't work. Greasy hogs in chat. Please don't post hog in chat. I think you've got the wrong idea. I think you think I'm on a different website. Okay, we can't go against purple. He kills us. It's so specific. It's like you really got to thread the needle when you're king of nature. Okay, that's also not good. You would eat at a restaurant called the Greasy Hog? Mama cooked a breakfast with no hog? Stone is like the least bad of the bad ones, but it's still pretty bad. So give me another one. All right, red and nothing, or red and progress. Nope, that's not it. Don't worry about it. We'll get it done. Don't hawk Tua in chat. Please don't hawk Tua in chat. Not good either. Can't play greed. Greed kills us. They're spitting on it in the chat. That's not good either. Come on, man. Just throw me a bone. Throw me a bone. Give me the guy. All right. Yeah. Oh, no. We got greed, though. There's 4 kings that we can fight of the 7, which means there's 3 we just can't get, and we keep getting the 3 we can't get. I am ready for another king. I'm ready for another king to drop. You know what? Fuck this. We go Prince difficulty with the Money Lord. I've heard they made the Money Lord good. Palace is good. Back in the day when they would give you 2 free wins just for existing. Nowadays, it's all, you know, you die immediately when you show up and all that. Beacon. Oh, merchant. Okay, this is looking very, very mighty fine. We are easily winning this. Now we're gonna become a lab rat Andrew. They called me a lab rat Andrew. Gotta invest in that death laser. You know I am. I'm always investing in it. It's really good. It's really good. Offering? Offering is great. The money lord who works at the money store. I know that's right. Wild card me. Clone beacon me. Mortgage me. Alright. Well, the troops are starting to roll in. And the Infinity Death Laser is starting to go a little fast. We do want it to go a little faster, though. Oh, that's hella fast. 0.85? That's hella fast. That's very fast. Okay, now we're starting to worry because we're actually, like, down to the wire. So now we need to actually be making some advancements as far as our board goes. This is fine. It's not very good. King of Nature, of course. I mean, we'll just take it. The palace keeps getting faster. Yeah. We lost our workforce. But luckily they're very slow. And we win these. Give me mercenaries. We upgrade them. It almost shoots once per second. Pretty good. Twice per second, even better, though. I think we're going to take damage here. Yeah, we took damage. But that's okay. We made it to the store. We pop off at the store. It's earthworks here. Mercenary. 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 Overhaul. Lab rat? I don't know. We have a medium amount of units. Another palace upgrade is just insane. 1.34. All right, it's going pretty fast now. I would love to get overworked and another beacon up there, probably. We need to get some more front-facing units, too, so we don't take another damage. Thief is good. Let's go here because we're going to put a beacon here, I think. Okay, it's starting to shoot real fast now. Starting to shoot real fast now. But they're going to scale really quickly. So we have to keep that in mind. We level up. Level up. All right. We're getting pretty close to this thing firing like really fast. All right. For whatever reason, it's having a hard time loading this. There we go. We might take damage again? Maybe. Yeah. Okay, not good. Palace upgrade? Roll? Oh, overwork! Oh my god. Overwork is so crazy. Upgrade the palace. Palace is the only thing that's any good. 2 times per second is pretty big. Goes pretty quick. And our units actually survived that time, which is really weird. And we can upgrade the palace again. And we will. Shooting real fast now. Shooting really, really fast now. Procreate or upgrade, or we can drop another mercenary on him. Procreate my rats, please. Seems like we're quickly becoming a rat, Andrew. Shoots 3 times per second now, by the way. Now we have to slow it down and let the death beam laser take care of itself. Get it done. We win these. Our death beam laser is the best death beam laser you've ever seen in your whole life. Procreate my rats. Procreate me. Clone. Oh my god. We clone the beacon. And now we shoot really fucking fast. Oh, bitch. It's gonna go crazy pretty soon. Beacon upgrade. Bro, what do you mean? Wait, so if I put the beacon like here? What if I put it there? And then I could put some more rats right there. That could be something. There's something to it. Maybe. Oh, we're shooting them for sure. 4.28 per second is a big number, not a small number. We drop rats there. We fire 5 times per second. Number go down, if you know what I mean. Hello, please kill them. Faster, 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 faster. Please, faster. Please, sir, faster. Please, faster, 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 faster. How many? There's still... Oh, my God, we're going to die. Oh, my God, we're going to die. Please, no, 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 no. Oh, we lived. We lived. Oh my God. Increases the attack speed of your towers by 50%. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. Fuck you. What do you mean? Out of here. Okay. Shit should be hella fast now. And we're getting more rats very slowly, but we are getting them. Overinvest. Or we could procreate with rats. Or we could overinvest here. Oh my God. Oh my God. How fast do you fire? 8.5. Oh my God. It's so fucking fast. It's crazy how fast it is. Oh, they're toast. They're not going to make it. Oh, we're crazy with it. I really thought we were going to die, but we fucking made it. Okay, make peace with King of Spells. That's easy. That's easy money for someone like me. We just get that out of our hand real quick, I think. 10 times per second, by the way. Ten times per second, by the way. This laser saved my life. No. Clone. Thank you. Clone me? $13 per second, bitch. Oh, they're dead. That's huge. Beacon upgrade. Wildcard clone. Still coat procreate. Okay, so wildcard goes here. We have to go like procreate here. We could steel coat here. Clone you here. I hope it's enough. I don't know. It might not be. How fast does shoot? Fucking fast is the point. Fucking real fast. Palace upgrade? You can still upgrade it? Bro, it shoots 20 times a second. 26 times per second. That's very fast. Oh my god, I could have upgraded it again. How many times can you do it? Instead, I added Procreate, which I can't even meaningfully use. $33 times per fucking second is just insane. Game can't even load how fast that is. And we're about to make it even faster. 41. Hold on. 52 times per second. Okay, I think it's safe to say we're unkillable now. I think we've reached the point of unkillable. Because if at any time I can just hover over, toggle over to play. Because if I press play, they die at the exact same rate as if I, like, play, like, go really fast. Overinvest. Bro. How fast does this go? 97 now. Okay, they cannot beat us. We have become a god amongst mere mortals. The game cannot even process the speed at which we're doing things. Wow. That's fucked up. Oh my god. Oh, I could have taken overworked. Oh my god. It would have been so crazy if I would have. Oh man. Alright, clone here. Go cemetery. Dude, that would have been so nuts. Somehow I'm not afraid. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with my death laser, which shoots 179 times per second. Could be that. It might be that. I'm starting to think that it might be that. Ah, yes, my mighty, mighty death beam. King of Nature? We don't care about that guy. Alright, here goes nothing. All their troops are dead. I toggled off auto to just clear their back row. You can just hold the button down and just like melt their units like manually. Oh my god. No. Oh my god, he's gonna win? No, he wins, dude. Because we didn't have the units. No. Alright, y'all. Let's call this a stream. I'll see ya when I see ya.